Alright, we're back there, boys and girls, for another whiskey review. This time we're going to be doing a Scotch, and we're going to be looking at Talisker Storm, single malt Scotch whiskey from Talisker, of course, from the Isle of Skye. So it's a Highlands distillery, and it's the only one on the island of Skye. I've done Talisker 10 before. Can't remember what I rated that. I don't remember if I even rated that. It might have been back before I was rating whiskeys. Can't remember. At any rate, this is sort of a specialty side bottling from them. They've got a few. Apparently there's also a Talisker Dark Storm, which I think has different barrels employed. Apparently it's even more intense than this one. This one sits at 45.8% alcohol by volume. So it's, what, 91.6 proof? It's just under cask strength, like by 0.2%, which is weird. Anything special on this fucker? They make a lot of bones about how it's right next to the sea, and you get a lot of the qualities of the sea in it, so it's somewhat akin to an Islay whiskey in that regard. There is a sort of I believe there is some peat used in this. Maybe not. I can't remember. Yeah. So the story with this is that I originally was going to be getting Ardbeg Uigeadail. I was waiting for my tax return to come to get it. And there was only like 3 bottles left at the liquor store, and it was just a specialty thing. They had some left over that got sent out to different liquor stores, and so our liquor store got a hold of like 3 bottles. When you know it, the day I get my tax return back and I go to buy it, it's gone. This was my second choice out of the 2 I was eyeing. So here's what I'm left with. I hope the 2 or 3 cunts who bought the Ardbeg fucking choke on it. They might have good taste, but they're bastards, and I hope they're rotten hell. But we'll see how this is. And I'm going to take that box off there because it's the wind's just going to blow it. And of course, usual goddamn excessive packaging for Talisker. There's just way too much cardboard employed in that fucker. And of course, there's no age statement on this. Sort of a trend in whiskeys these days, even from more higher class distilleries like Talisker, where, you know, this is essentially a blend of different ages, but it's not technically a blended whiskey in the way that you might think, because it's all the same malt. So it's not a blend of different malts, it's a blend of all the same single malt that has just been aged for different ages and different barrels. I assume all the same kind of barrel too. Or they would have made a big bone about it on the actual label that, oh, half of it's in a Oloroso sherry cask or some bullshit like that, right? So, from what I understand, doing some reading, the ages of the whiskeys involved here, you'll have a Talisker from anywhere between, you'll have Taliskers anywhere from between 2 to about 25 years involved in the blending here. So let's see if I can get that in there with my limited strength. Should be enough right there. And of course, Mr. fucking dump truck comes flying by. You dirty motherfucker. Alright. So here we go. Definitely no caramel coloring going on there. It's sort of a golden amber color. Light golden amber color. Looks very nice. And another truck going. A lot of construction and shit going on around here lately. They're doing some fucking more subdivisions and shit. So there's just a fucking truck a minute going. Transporting this and that back and forth. Oh well. So yeah, looks pretty good. Got some alcohol legs on the glass there. They're not particularly thick or syrupy, but they're alright. And we'll go right to the aroma on this sucker. Yeah, from what I've read, Jim Murray says that some of the bottlings of this have varied, but this seems pretty punchy, pretty strong. The aroma seems a bit stronger than the regular Talisker 10. Getting a lot of kind of briny iodine kind of smell there, and some general smokiness. Definitely getting a lot of the wood in this. I don't know if peat was employed in this, so I'm not going to sit here and say it's peat smoke because yeah, very kind of reminds me more of kind of reminds me a little bit of Lefroy, where you're sort of getting that sort of same maritime character. You're getting that sort of iodine and sort of beach bonfire kind of smokiness going on. And just a lot of wood backing it up. Getting some slight sweet hints in there as well. I wouldn't dare say what they are other than just basically malt, straight up malt sweetness. What I know, I'm not an expert, so I'm not going to sit here and try to throw off a million fucking notes like Ralphie does, or someone, you know, more acquainted with coming up with descriptors. So, go right to the taste. Cheers. It's definitely a bit more intense than regular Talisker 10-year-old. I'm guessing there might be a lot more younger whiskeys in this, or younger versions of Talisker in this than older ones. It seems to have a bit of a alcohol edge to it. I'm not saying it's burning, it's not necessarily hot, but it's definitely warm going down. It feels warmer than Talisker 10 to me. A lot of wood in this. Very big wood backbone, right at the back of the throat. Lingering dryness, not too intense. Kind of a very mild wood dryness at the end, lingering on. Very spicy. Almost like a something above maybe banana peppers, something along that sort of level of spiciness, just initially in the taste. Talisker is generally known for being somewhat spicy on the delivery, anyway. Definitely fades out in the finish. And yeah, I'm getting mostly, other than the wood in the finish, I'm generally getting this sort of briny, kind of slightly smoky sort of seaside character that they sort of advertise on the bottle, so, and on the packaging. So yeah, pretty good. I don't know overall if it's necessarily more intense than Talisker 10. I'm trying to think back now. And even if it is, that doesn't necessarily make it a good thing. There's definitely a lot of sweetness in this one too. But it's well balanced out with that smoky character and the wood in the end. Hey dog, how you doing? Being a good girl? Where's your ball? You better go get it. Yeah, it's over there. You left it over there. Overall, pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. This retailed for $99.99 at my NSLC. I don't regret paying it, although if I didn't, have the extra money, I definitely would not go to my way to pick it up, I don't think. It's a nice drink, but it's probably not quite worth the money. I would probably just go and buy, well, I know I definitely would go and buy a Lefroy quarter cask or a Lefroy 10, way cheaper, like by $20 or more cheaper than this, and way more what I'm into. Of course, the bigger peat and even bigger sort of maritime character, iodine out the yin yang. But this is really good. Kind of a more mid-level, you know, intense kind of whiskey. Intense kind of scotch. So definitely not for beginners. I'm going to go... I don't think I can really go to the next level, so I'm just going to stick it at a B+, I believe. It's pretty damn good stuff. A little expensive for what you're getting, but generally pretty goddamn class. But yeah, B+. So there we go. I went on way too long yet again for these whiskey reviews. I tend to do that. Sorry about that, but that's just the way it goes. If you don't like it, don't watch it. And if you are watching, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And we'll see you again sometime. Adios.